Hello.
Not right now. Hello, yes, sir.
So, should we do an interview for Ikshita then?
Sure, sir.
Not so confident.
I mean, I'm still preparing.
Yeah, but when is your interview?
So 16th.
Then we should take some more time. Okay,
Yes,
Pulkit,
yes.
please start.
Hello.
Sneha, we are interviewing Ikshita, okay? Hello, Sneha, can you hear us? Pulkit, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's start the interview with Ikshita.
So can I know for which college we are interviewing here?
IIT Roorkee.
Sorry, sir.
IIT Roorkee.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Yeah, so hi, Ishita. Can you introduce yourself?
Sure. I was born and brought up in the Delhi NCR, and I've always been surrounded by businesses. Both my parents are into businesses, and the business was always a dinner time conversation. My mother always said, know yourself and commit only when you're 200% sure of something. So I chose a liberal arts curriculum to expose myself to the subjects that were left uncovered during my schooling, where I took up commerce due to my business background. I enjoyed understanding people and storytelling, so I decided to major in communication studies with an open minor to stick to my goal to explore and learn more subjects. And during my time there, I worked on several documentaries and also headed like a committee to organize a TEDx event, where I understood that I have a knack for leadership as well. After college, I did two internships in marketing and communications. One in Morocco to gain international exposure, and the other one was in Noida itself, where I got a job offer as well, but I decided I wanted to pursue an MBA to enter the corporate world with more knowledge. So I started preparing for CAT and I started working at this company called Tosha Vaccines, which is a small and growing business where I could have a very on-field experience with a lot of flexibility. So I was an executive in marketing and sales over there, where I started new initiatives to expand our market, and I also led a team of two members. I want to pursue an MBA in marketing as it lines with my goals and my background as well.
Which is your school, college? What are your scores?
Uh, I did all my schooling from Lotus Valley International School, Noida, and I did my college in Pune, Flame University. And are you asking for my CAT score or my undergrad and school scores?
School and undergrad.
So in the 10th grade, I got a 9.6 GPA, and in the 12th grade, I got an 81 percentage. And in college, I got a 7.09 CGPA.
What are your what is your family business? You said both your parents are in business.
So currently, my mother has is working in retail of export garments, and my father helps her out as well, and he's also into upscaling properties and putting them on rent.
Your father buys properties and puts them on rent.
He's not buying currently, it's just whatever properties are there in the family.
Okay. And your mother is retailing export garments, means the export reject she's selling in India.
She's selling in India, she's selling it to the consumers itself. She's buying from wholesale export markets and
Yeah, so
she's selling.
these are export reject, right?
Some of them are rejects, some of them are copies, some of them are just extras.
You said you did an internship in Morocco. Can you tell us about that?
Sure. I did an internship in Morocco in 2022. I started in January. It was initially online due to COVID. And my role over there was a little blended. I was mostly in communications because their main language is French. So a lot of their certifications had to be in English, so editing their documents and also making Excel sheets for performance, like to analyze performance in all sorts of areas. And also, I learned a lot how it was a recycling company. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention that before. It was a waste management and plastic recycling company, which was one of the biggest in that area. And I learned a lot about the environment sector and how waste is collected and recycled, mostly plastic waste to make PET bottles.
So how much were you paid while doing this internship?
During that time online, I was not being paid, but when I went there, when I went there offline, I was paid in the form of kind due to regulations because they couldn't transfer to my bank. So my entire trip was an all expenses paid trip for the 2 months I was there.
So they basically gave you food and shelter, and for that you worked there.
And transport and everything.
How much would it
Yes.
amount to in rupee terms?
So I'm not quite sure of that number. Um, I will have to check and let you know. I'm really sorry, I don't know.
You said you organized a TEDx event. So this was in
Yes,
college.
yes, sir.
So you have a regular TEDx uh, group, or it was just a one-off thing?
No, it's a regular thing that happened every year in college.
So were you in any official position in TEDx?
Yes, I was. So the first year I started as just a committee member, then I worked my way up to the committee head in my second year as in the logistics committee. I even received the position of heading the entire event, but due to the pandemic, the event didn't take place.
So this TEDx was offline or online? The event that you
This
organized?
event was offline.
Offline in college in Pune.
Yes, sir.
So who were the speakers who came?
So I'll tell you both years or just 1 year.
The one you organized.
So the year I organized, it was Robin Mann, it was Ambika Nayak, and it was Priyanka and uh, Jason. I forgot his last name. I'm really sorry.
And what was the budget for this? This was like 2 days or one day?
This was a 1 day event,
And
and
what
the
was the budget
budget
for the whole event?
budget was not. I'm not sure of, but my committee received a budget of 30,000 rupees for various for the smaller expenses were 30,000 rupees that we received from the college, and the rest the finance team was handling. So I cannot give you an accurate number about for that. Like there was a design team which
And
was taking care of design, so they got their own budget. So I'm not really sure of the whole budget.
from liberal arts, communication, documentary making to MBA, how do you connect?
So, communications is understanding people mainly, and so is journalism and documentary making. And if we come down to it, so is marketing, understanding your consumer and then selling to them. So it it seems somewhat it very seamlessly transitions into marketing because I understood that I have a knack for it as well, and because I have been surrounded by businesses. So I learned that my strengths are better in marketing as compared to journalism and documentary making.
What have you sold or marketed in the last 2 years?
I was So in the past year was the only time I was in a core marketing and sales position at Tosha Vaccines, and we were selling vaccines and supplying, rather, not selling, supplying vaccines to doctors and clinics and hospitals. So vaccines were mainly what I have sold.
What's the meaning of Tosha?
There is no meaning as such. It was an acquired company when the founder and the owner of the company had taken it up. So it was not based on any meaning at the time.
What are the vaccines you purchase and sell?
Sorry.
What are the vaccines which you deal in?
So the 90% of our business in value comes from pediatrics because there's a lot of vaccines involved in vaccinating children. So it was mostly vaccines for children like hepatitis A, hepatitis B, PCV, etc., like BCG, chickenpox, influenza. There's a whole series of vaccines that a child needs to be vaccinated at a certain amount of weeks age.
So your sale comes mainly from doctors, clinics, or hospitals?
Mainly from the clinics, the like doctors practicing in their clinics.
So you mean doctor and clinic, they are the same, no? Hospital is the other
Yes,
aspect.
yes. Hospital is the other one.
And who makes hepatitis A? Which one are you selling?
Sorry.
The hepatitis A that you are selling, which company
Mm-hmm.
makes it?
So there's a bunch of companies that make it. Our main suppliers are Glaxo, Bharat Serum, and Sanofi and Abbott.
And same for
So
the others?
for the others, it's mainly these. There are a few newer companies that are coming, but these are the biggest suppliers that we have.
So you had said that you have won a prize or some citation for a documentary you made.
Sorry?
You had said that you had won a citation or an award for a documentary that
No,
you
I
made in
never
college.
said that. I said I worked on several documentaries. One of them was nominated for an award.
Okay, it was a nomination. So what was
Yes,
this
yes.
about?
This was a research documentary. It was 15 students who were working on it. It was mainly a research project where a paper and a documentary were produced. It happened over a period of 1 year, and we had to pick a topic. The name of the program was Discover India program. So it was a topic that the topic we had to pick was something about India which is not well researched and does not have much literature on it. So we picked the art form Bhavai. It's a performance art, very similar. Every state, I think, has their own version, like Nukkad is from Maharashtra. So Bhavai is from Gujarat. So it
So you
was,
have done some research on Hawaii.
yes, sir.
So is there a movie by that name which won a national award?
Not that I know of.
But you have done your research.
Yes, sir. There is no, I don't think there is, like when I researched, there was no film about Bhavai. I don't know if there's a film that came out after that.
So for this you had to go to Gujarat,
So mostly our study was off the field, but on field we were there for 10 days.
where in Gujarat.
Yes, in Vadodara, Ahmedabad, and Kalol.
So out of all your experiences in Morocco, in Gujarat, in your college, in your vaccine sales, what has been the biggest problem that you have ever faced
Out of all of these,
in your life, basically? I mean, you have traveled, you have gone to places to do work. So, what is the biggest challenge or problem that you have faced till now in your life?
I think it has been the adjustment to a new environment where even when it comes to um, when I went to college first, or when I went to Morocco, or even when I went to Gujarat, rather that was a smaller period of time. However, adjustment to a new environment has was a little challenging for me, but I learned through the years how to manage that
Yeah,
unsettling feeling.
that is a very generic answer. I want a specific answer, which has been your most difficult situation in life.
I think, okay, so in Gujarat, in Kalol, we were in a village where the entire village was comprising of Bhavai artists. And over there, they were all upper caste Brahmins. And before entering their house, they would ask if you're a Brahmin or not. Otherwise, you would not be let in. And I was in a very difficult position at the time. I found myself in a conundrum where I couldn't decide what to do because I do not belong to that caste and I did not feel right lying to them. So, and but that also made me really understand the harsh reality of like most of India today, that caste is still something that matters a lot to people.
So, like, how did you shoot inside their homes if you had to go in? I mean, did you have to go in for shooting inside their homes?
So we try to shoot mostly outside, and we didn't enter their houses, not really. I I made an excuse and I stepped out.
And what has been your happiest moment in life in all your experiences?
Um, Happiest moment, rather like I, happiest moment could, I think I would say that was an understanding and coming into myself when I realized what I want to do with myself and when I realized that I
Again, I want a
want this
specific
career,
event.
a specific event. It's not my own event, however, like I did feel a lot of joy when that happened. My brother wanted to get to his dream college, and my entire household came together as a family and helped him prepare. He went to, and then when he got into his college, I felt so much joy for our whole family because we all worked hard for it.
Which
I
college is
think
it?
that he is in Shahid Sukhdev College of Business Studies, DU.
So, like, if he got in, what hard work did you do for that?
Sorry.
I mean, how did you help him?
So the CUET dates when he was applying were very haywired. So they came out like 2 days before the exam. And we all prepared notes for him and everything that he had to study. And my whole house was just studying for him and to help him out in whatever way we could.
And what about yourself? Something to do with you? Most successful, most satisfying, something that happened with you?
Um, I think it's yet to come when I get into a college of my dreams, but
Till now?
otherwise, till now, it would be the time I got into Flame. I worked really hard for it, and when I got in, I was really happy because that was the only place I wanted to go to and the only place I applied, and I got in.
How old is Flame?
Flame right now, I think it is 14, 15 years.
So, what were your other choices when you went to Flame?
Symbiosis, Pune.
That is an older institute, no?
Sure, it is. However, the liberal arts curriculum was more advanced at Flame.
So, when you
And
joined, did you find that it was correct, or was it just a lot of marketing?
it it was correct. When I went there, Flame is also a place where you need to there's a lot of resources and you just need to know how to utilize them. It's what you make of it. One of my seniors said that Flame is what you make of it, and it resonated with me because I saw a lot of people not taking those opportunities, to learn. However, I feel I did justice to my experience there, and the faculty over there was extremely supportive during my time there.
So when you joined and when you left, there was no disillusionment with Flame.
Sorry?
When you joined Flame and then you left it,
Hmm.
you were totally satisfied. What you expected, you got there.
Yeah, I was very satisfied with my education there.
Any one thing that disappointed you in Flame?
Not in my time there, no.
Not in my time. You have some
When,
disappointment now.
no, not really. But I can only talk about my time over
There
there.
have been a lot of controversies with Flame lately, isn't it?
Lately, I have heard that as well, which is why I mean, I got what I wanted there, but
Okay,
right
what are
now,
you?
it's not too
What are
much.
you?
Hmm?
Your two key takeaways from Flame?
When it comes to education or my entire experience,
Entire experience.
uh, my takeaway would be exposing yourself to a lot of things makes you understand and be sure in what you want was something that I learned there. And and it can be anything you pick up and you can make a life out of it because I saw that a lot with my batchmates. I learned that from the people over there that a few of my batchmates, mm, if there was this one girl who wanted to become a yoga teacher from the minute she entered the college, and I wondered why she was even in college. But then she made a business out of it, and now she's doing really well for herself, and she's made a good business online as well as offline. So I think that's something I learned from there.
Are you in favor of reservations?
Um, I am because I believe that there's still a lot of India which is deprived of a lot of opportunities, and if everybody is placed at an equal level, then I believe in equity as well. So people who have been deprived of a lot of opportunities should be at least given a little push to get the same opportunities at some point, like
So
in an MBA,
who
for
have
example.
people who have not been deprived, should they should they even if they are eligible, should they take reservation?
I think there should be some regulation and where to determine if they do fall in that category or not. Whether
Like
it comes to an analyzing their finances or just their caste status, I think it should be a mix of both,
mm,
not just
so
one.
it should not be caste based, you're saying.
It should be a mix of caste as well as finances
But why
and
caste?
gender.
After 70 years of independence, why would you like to include caste here?
Because from my understanding of society, I still think there's a lot of people who are at a lower caste and don't have the opportunities that upper caste people do.
So they will automatically be covered if it is economic based now.
That's actually true.
So why not remove the caste based reservation fully?
I agree with you. I do. I think I will take back what I said. I agree with you.
Anybody else has any questions? Are you all with us? Anybody has any
So,
questions? Yes.
Ishita, uh,
Hi.
hi. Would you describe yourself as someone who is process oriented or goal oriented?
Um, I find enjoyment in the process. However, ultimately, if the process doesn't lead to the goal within a time limit, then the process becomes distracting. So there should, I believe, in a little bit of both, not just one, because they're both equally important.
So when it comes to a trade-off between quality and quantity, which one are you more comfortable of letting go?
When is there any specific area that you're talking about?
In general,
I think I would prioritize quality.
could you give your reasoning behind it?
Sure. Uh, Just, for example, I will take the example of people I'm surrounded with. Like, even if I have a big network of a lot of people, but they're not of a certain quality that I want in my life, then it's of no use at the end. I just have a lot of people in my life. However, if I just have a handful of quality people in my life, then that will enrich my experience and enrich my life as well, which I believe in.
Any other questions? Mansi one, Pulkit.
No, sir.
No questions, then please give your feedback, whatever you felt about Ishita.
Sir, I think there's a lack of events or incidents that she's saying, like we need proper instances. She could not even answer a basic, like there were certain instances that you asked which was not properly answered or properly told about, like proper incidents. So I think that part was lacking.
Yeah, many of you are, this is not only with her, with many of you, you are talking in very general terms. When you are asked for an example, happiest moment when my brother got into his desired college, then you at least give the name of the college. Otherwise, it becomes very vague. So
Okay.
you should be more specific, all of you. I'm talking to all of you because this is something I'm finding that most of you are lacking in. You're giving very generalized statements. At the end of it, after half an hour, 20 minutes, 25 minutes, we don't know you at all. So it doesn't help your
Mhm.
case.
So, is there any other place you thought that I was being general? Because I think the happiest and the most difficult moment I haven't thought about. I will write about those as
The
well.
business, see, you're okay. Let us get the answers. Let us get the feedback from the others first.
Okay.
What what
Okay.
what what else? Mansi, Varun, Mansi, Vansh, Pulkit, Neha.
So I would say that you mentioned your experience in Morocco and Gujarat. I think those are some good experiences that you have. Probably not a lot of people have that. So,
Mm-hmm.
and I completely understand that you haven't still thought about the happiest moment, but if you could relate the happiest moment or the basically those sort of moments with the experiences that are personal to you, I think that would
Mm-hmm.
create like more impact on the panel.
Okay.
So you
Okay.
do that, yeah.
I'll think about it. Thank you.
Yes, Pulkit.
Sir, no other points to add, just about the specific things only. So she can form an answer
One,
about
one.
her happiest and
Okay. See, one thing that most of you are
So
not doing
one
is
thing,
not give. Yeah, yeah.
no, sir, I just had one point that I found that there are places where she is trying to give answers in a very like a in a sentence or something. So if she can elaborate some of the answers, so it will help us understand you, your ideologies, and your experience also through the answer. So thoda
What
elaboration would be
what
nice.
Mansi is basically saying, what I told few other people also, that it
Mm.
is the onus is on you to sell yourself. Okay. So if you give shorter answers without explanation, then the interviewer may lose interest. So you have to explain whatever you are whatever example you are giving.
Okay, sir.
Of course, this again holds for most of you. See, your starting introduction itself, no, you are not giving any chronology. Most of you are not giving a chronology. If you give it, then I get a clear picture as to when you finished your graduation, when you gave your 10th, 12th graduation, in from graduation till now, what you have been doing, all that becomes very clear. So you should clarify that. You didn't talk about your father's age, name, what business he is in. So give all these things, okay? It doesn't take too much time. Your introduction will hardly take maximum 1.5 minutes. In that, you can give a good overview of yourself. So try to do that.
Okay, sir.
So actually, I had a question. So
Uh,
when you were asking about the reservation issue, she had mentioned her bit and point of view, and then I think after that she agreed with you and took back her uh, perspective. So is it advisable that we do that, or do we stick to our perspective and our
no,
opinions? Or
I think she understood where I was getting to, and it was good that she changed her opinion in this case at least, because reservation, caste-based reservation to me doesn't make sense, and it is very difficult to justify it now after 70 years of independence or 75 years.
so, but
It is really,
a lot. Sorry, sir. So just
yeah.
I want to add keys. A lot of colleges do give these reservations out. So would it be, I mean, okay to say that it's not okay to give out caste reservations or something like that?
See, it works both ways. Huh? If the interviewer is from the reserved caste, then he will take you on that why not caste based. See, then they'll say that for centuries we have had these caste system wherein a cobbler will do only cobbling work, a sweeper will do only sweeping. So how do you expect in 75 years everything will change and all that they will start saying? Okay, on the other hand, if there is an upper caste person who is not coming under the caste category for reservation, then he will say that yes, even upper caste people who are not privileged, they should get reservation. So it is a knife which cuts both ways. So you have to take a stand. I think the rational stand, as far as I am concerned, would be that it should be based on the economic income, because already two generations have passed who have had the reservation. Now, after that, also keep on giving reservations, then what happens to the general category public? You can quote the cutoff also, now that if the cutoff for a general person is 99 percentile and the cutoff for a schedule caste-based cutoff is 92 percentile, let's say, it's a huge difference. And uh, then why don't we have these reservations in jobs? We should have reservations in sports. We should have reservations everywhere. Then why? That is where we are lacking. You'll have to say it politely because you don't know what the other guy is thinking. But when she changed, I think it was because she understood that she could not save herself here probably, or she could not justify that. So it's okay. I also thought that she changed very fast, but then it's fine. You don't want to get into a
Yes,
debate,
sir.
no. So the topic ended there.
Okay, sir.
At the most, I would have asked her, why did you change your stand? So she would say that, no, I didn't think about it then. And after thinking about it, I think yes, it should be based on the
So
economic.
I believe I think she could have used her example from the village visit that she had uh, gone to. I think there was an instance, right, where you were not allowed to go into their houses or something like that. So maybe she could have
But
used that
yeah, that
in case she
example is
wanted.
standing
Yeah.
out.
Mm-hmm.
But then that doesn't help the caste-based
Makes
reservation.
sense. Yeah.
It doesn't make sense for the reservation. No,
Hmm.
that we
Okay,
are
sir.
entrenched into all that. That is very clear that we have all
Hmm.
the caste system, and people will not drink water at whatever lower caste person's house or whatever.
All right, sir.
So
So one more
the
thing, sir.
TEDx,
What can be
follow
yes, sir. So what can be your opinion on the gender-based reservation? Like that should be
gender-based
given or yeah.
gender-based reservation is also like caste-based reservation, but at this time maybe it is required. You can give, for example, it's basically given in. I think now engineering colleges also are giving it, but gender-based reservation is required because we want a more equitable society. So you are not, see, what they are doing is they are not giving them a reservation of seat wise in parliament, although they are supposed to do that or they are going to start that. I don't know whether it's already started. But in the institutes, you get extra marks for being a female. You don't get a reservation so that at very low marks you can get it. You're getting my point.
Yes, sir.
In the institutes where you are trying to get in, they don't have like 30% reservation for women. It's not like that. It's that women are given some extra points so that they can compete with the men, because for so long, for generations, women have not been coming into these arenas. So there what happens is you are only taking the competent women who are able to get that little extra benefit. But it's not like
Yes,
your percentile will be 99 and the girl's percentile will be 92 or 93. No, it will be maybe 98, 97 in that range.
So,
Okay.
sir, in case, yeah, yeah, continue.
So I think that is still okay as long as we are able to sort of bring it down to a reasonable level, the gender ratio in the engineering colleges and in the management institutes. Although now I find that a lot of girls are going for MBA and for engineering, even in mechanical and civil engineering. So now those things are changing, and maybe over a period of 1 decade or maybe 7, 8 years, we may not need these reservations for women. Then in the TEDx thing, you could have told us also about what these people are into, right? You gave 4 names.
Yes,
Vaccine
sir.
part, I could have asked few more questions on the vaccine part. I think we'll do it tomorrow or day after.
Okay.
There was a film called Bhavani Bhavai. Okay, I don't know whether it's a Gujarati or a Hindi movie, but there was a national award-winning film. It is called Bhavani Bhavai, but I don't know whether it is to do with this Bhavai dancing.
Okay, sir.
But it,
Now I remember. I think I forgot about it. Yes, I've even watched the film.
so it is about the dance form.
Yes, yes.
I think it is. I know it is based in Gujarat, but I haven't seen that film probably, or maybe I've seen it in bits and pieces, so I didn't remember that very clearly. This example of your brother, I don't think it is relevant, that much relevant. You'll have to give examples from your life.
Yes, sir. I haven't thought about it, so I think I'll think about it and answer.
And flame, I'm just asking you now off the cuff, like how good is flame?
So I genuinely really liked my experience there, but right now I've heard that the way they're accepting people, like their standards for people they're accepting has gotten a little lower, but during my time there it was actually really good.
So now they want to fill the seat.
I that's what I'm understanding from how they're taking people in.
And and but why is it so expensive?
Um, I I don't know actually.
Because see, there are
I
certain
think
colleges which have come up in India now, like Flame,
hmm,
which are the other
there's
ones?
Jindal and Ashoka.
Jindal, Ashoka, and
Hmm.
then there is Shiv Nadar. So they are basically, to my mind, they are catering to the people who can afford an education abroad, but who wouldn't like to go abroad or would like
Yeah,
to save up that money, and they are targeting that kind of an audience.
yeah.
I mean, that is my understanding. I really don't know whether it's right or
I
wrong.
think that's quite accurate actually.
Because they charge a lot of money, and I mean they are marketed so well that within not even when they even started, people were talking about them, so they're doing their marketing pretty good.
Hmm.
But I'm really not sure about. I've heard in some of these colleges, even when you are paying a course fee of 40, 50 lakh for a postgraduate course, only 20% of the batch is getting placed.
Hmm.
So that is really, I mean, I
Same
don't
is not good for masters at all, but
know.
like their target audience for like masters and bachelors is entirely different.
Mm, mm,
Their bachelors is like a whole other crowd that they're targeting the people who want to go out.
right.
Yeah, but
Because I
masters is a whole other
what
game.
I think is that at undergraduate level there are a lot of candidates.
Hmm.
So any college can come up and start a course and get students. But for postgraduate level, it becomes really difficult if you're not.
Yeah.
not giving the money's worth. The reservation part also you need to think a bit. Huh? They'll ask you on this. They might ask you.
Okay. Okay.
So you have to be clear on this part. Anything else about this particular the interview?
So, sir, I wanted to ask one question, which is that if, let's say, a topic comes up on which you are not that informed about, let's say reservation or any such topic, you have an idea, but then you don't have proper data or facts to back with it, but then you have an idea. So, is it
Mm.
better to refrain from answering? Because if you do answer, it might come against you that, the panel might feel that you just saying what you feel without having knowledge. And
No, if
again,
you
on the other
don't
hand,
know,
yeah.
if you don't know anything, then just say that, sir, I don't have much idea about this topic, but I'll find out. And if you know little bit, then you say that, sir, I'm not very well conversed. I'm not very well conversant with this idea, with this topic, but I can give it a try. Then they'll know that, okay, you don't know, but they'll still say, okay, fine, give an answer. So you tell them whatever you know. In that situation, they will not proceed further on that.
Right. Okay.
Okay, so we'll do one short case. I'll just reconnect in 10 seconds now. We'll just do one more case.